Hello, I am Diego Pinoza. This is my journal for the first unit of language 7, and I will talk about my reflection about the learning process and the pedagogical reflection itself. What can I say about the learning process is that, considering that this semester, or this unit at least, we stopped using the student learner cycle. For me, it was a lot of it was highly more comfortable than the last terms, I would say, because I could be somehow like less anxious about learning itself. But I have to say that I didn't plan. I didn't plan myself on my objectives, or something that I wanted to improve, because I think that if I know that I am missing some language or grammar point, I am able to improve it. Basically because I am continuing reading, and I am uh, working somehow for other courses in which I have to use language. So if we consider the language course as somehow like an input, all the the other courses are also sources of input in which I can write, or have feedback on language points. So for me, my strategy, I would say that my plan is not to plan, because I don't like to get myself like um I stop enjoying what I'm doing when I put some parameters and I some exigence, or some demand on me, because I don't know, I think I got a good mark in the task, so I think that I could have achieved what was expected from me to learn, because personal terms, I think that I achieved somehow what I wanted to do, even though I didn't got like a 7, which was to cover all points. But anyway, that went from somehow time management, because I have been I couldn't proofread it, but I think that somehow I managed to do what I wanted to do, which was to get a good mark. Because we're getting assessed on that. Somehow I consider myself to, I don't know, because I for me it's very hard to do the plans. And well, my feedback session came as well as some, well, the feedback that I got was about somehow, I wouldn't say a lack, but it needed more reflection, because it was, but it could have been deeper. And that in language points, like elementary mistakes, that I didn't repeat the entire text. So somehow I think I could achieve in language, at least. But I know that at least the points that I had wrong, I are going to be used to get them corrected for next term. Because also I have to consider that I didn't use language in on my holiday. So this unit came like English after 2 or 3 months without using English. Also, I have to say that in terms of my pedagogical reflection, that I would say that for my practice, even though students cannot be in the planning itself of the class, I think that they have like a strong part of what is going to be done, because somehow when we try to democratize the classroom, we need to ask students what is making them feeling comfortable. Language courses, or language courses, at least last year, were somehow like, no, not somehow, were very tedious, because I couldn't manage to use the student learning cycle. And now that you're somehow considering our concerns about it, as you can see, somehow people get more interested. And the idea is that I could not use attendance only to make my students interested, because that's the idea of an English teacher, to make classes motivating, or at least that's what I'm learning on the methodology course. Um, and about my well, and I think that also the things that I could use in my future teaching practice are also related to methodology. So I I was reading about what is called the craft model from Penny Ure, and I think that all the things that I have learned since I started the courses in here are going to be useful for me, and at least which, or the ones that I can say that were fruitful for me. Because teaching somehow like to get re-updating, so I will be lying if I say that I'm going to use like a particular point, or that I won't be using that particular point. I don't know.